Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Or. I'm a Datavis and UX designer, but today I'm just Ethan's mom, and I want to share my personal motherhood journey with you. So ever since Ethan was 2 days old, even before he was actually named Ethan, or Ethan, I've been collecting his every move. And by every move, I mean that I gather data on everything that he do. I gather data on when he pooped, when he ate, when I needed a change of nappy, change of clothes, etc., etc. Gathering the data made me feel like a skilled mom because it helped me foresee when he will be tired or hungry. But more importantly, it helped me see cool things and revealed patterns within the data, such as this one. I discovered that Ethan has a favorite boob. By the time that Ethan was 2 months old, I believed that I was doing everything wrong. So whenever I needed some quiet time, I would go out for a walk around the neighborhood and push Ethan in a stroller. Usually, the ray of sunshine cured everything and put a smile back on my face. But then, the presence of other on that sidewalk, all that unpleasant advice and unpleasant questions, was really annoying. Whenever I received an advice, usually my emotions would elevate, and I would have to text my husband for moral support. Alas, another opportunity to collect data. One quiet afternoon, I read all our back and forth and discovered really cool patterns, as you can see here. And also, I read some really ridiculous advice. One saying that I should cover Ethan with a blanket, and one saying the opposite. Usually, I really enjoy coffee, right? And it usually is the only thing that kept me going. But I rarely enjoyed it in the fashion it should be drank, hot. And why is that? One gloomy morning, I listed everything I do before I drink my coffee. To name a few: breastfeeding, changing nappy, changing clothes, eating breakfast with hubby, amongst others. By the time that Ethan was 5 months old, I went to the doctor for a regular checkup. The doctor asked me about the time he spent on his tummy, suggesting he should be doing it for 5 minutes straight. I didn't know the answer, but I've been collecting data, right? So I took my phone out, and with a few clicks on the app, I discovered that he was doing a tremendous amount of time on his tummy. Data that I could not see from observation alone. By the time he was 6 months old, I felt like I was losing my sense of self because Ethan was waking up every 1 hour and 20 minutes. Can you imagine? So to do that, we hired a sleep training. Before she actually came to help us, every time I was designing a viz, I pondered about something my professor has told me about lack of sleep empowering creativity. Well, I learned firsthand that this is true. Sparking a way to convey the data was really easy, but applying rules that I recently learned in my master's degree were rather difficult. For example, eliminating things that do not support the narrative was really hard to follow. But then the magic came, the sleep trainer. And Ethan was sleeping better, and he was not waking up so much. And by that, I was sleeping better and designing better. One of the things that I had a difficulty to do, besides all baby-related things, was getting back in shape. One of the things I was doing to do it was a morning walk. So every morning at 7 a.m., Ethan and I go on a walk, 20 to 40-minute walk. We would go either on a usual road, as you can see here in the inner circle, for a goal, like going on a shop, the post, or something, or off-location route, as you can see in the outer circle. I also marked on this viz if someone has joined us and if I received a comment. I marked it if someone commented on my body either positive or negative way. And by positive, I mean saying something like, "Oh, you don't look like you gave birth." This might be considered positive, but nonetheless, there is no reason to be judgmental and to comment about anybody's weight and body. Overall, I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity to gather data about my baby because it helped me understand his life experience better and create funny videos such as this one. By the time that Ethan was 9 months old, all of a sudden he started to enjoy bananas. And I still get banana marks from his tiny hands. By the time that Ethan was short of 1 year, he took a few steps and fell. I've been expecting it to happen, and I've been taking many, many pictures of his walking readiness. Here on this vid, I mark a snowflake, a picture of Ethan cruising around or pushing his stroller. I chose to draw it as a snowflake just because it was really unique and special to me. Why am I telling you all of this? I don't have the perfect equation of how to be a mom, but what I do know is motherhood is a matter of perspective, because I chose to look at my struggles and difficulties as an opportunity to seek the stories within the data. And I invite you all to join me on my motherhood journey, to laugh and to cry with me on my Instagram account at baby_Datavis. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you all. Thank you all. I obviously have questions, but do you have some? Yeah, of course.
It's a short one. Do you have a book coming up?
Oh, thank you for that. No, but I do have tons of vids on my Instagram account. I only picked a few that was inspired by books or by things that I thought would be related to this conference.
Okay, thank you.
More questions?
Hi. First of all, Mazal Tov, and it's beautiful. Can you elaborate some more about how you collect the data? I mean, I know, it's lots of work to take care of a baby and all the feelings and the things around. So how did you collect it technically? What did you do?
Well, it's a brilliant question because, yes, it's a juggle of things to do when you have a newborn. But at the hospital, they actually advised me to use a baby tracker app to track when I feed him and from which side and for how long. So it was rather a smooth ride for me because I started to doing it from day 2, basically. I used a mobile app, and I also used notes. Whenever I was feeling like it, I was, so to say, I would draw like something or mark if he ate, if he changed clothes. On my Instagram account, for example, I listed all the gifts that I received when he was born and how long it took me to open it or install it, for example. So gathering that data was easy to do on a notepad and not on an app.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Besides the nice, the keeping the history, and it's very nice, and to share later on with your child. What was the benefit for you? And my question is, can it be applicable to other self-journey? For instance, people who want to, do some change in their life or whatever.
Well, yes, I think it helped me understand my baby's life experience better. And it also helped me foresee the future or the nearest future, because if I knew that he would eat every 2 hours, let's say, I knew that the time was coming. So I wouldn't have to wait for him to cry in order to feed him, right? And other than that, I knew when he was going off patterns or going on a growth spread, or when I would need to do anything extra before it actually happened. So on that sense, I would say that it was rather relaxing having the data and seeing all the patterns.
Thank you very much all. Really exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
As you set up, I'll just say that it's clear that he's your firstborn, and when it comes to comparison, even those who don't count realize that the second one doesn't get as much attention as the first. Just just don't feel too stressed about not counting every step that your second born does.